The President pledges to make Sri Lanka the pride of Asia through people-friendly development of cities. A remarkable increase has been recorded in the number of tourists visiting the northern province. More information has been surfaced on the vehicles used by Sarath Fonseca's group with fake number plates. And in news overseas, 32 people have died due to flash floods in the Portuguese island of Madeira. Now for the news in detail. In local news, the Nagamu Puravara project was launched today. Inaugurating the program, the President stressed that the government is ready to launch a people-friendly program to develop the cities.
The Nagamu Puravara program was launched this morning under the guidance of President Mahinda Rajapaksa with the aim of promptly developing infrastructure for the people living in shanties and houses with few facilities. In the first phase of the program, common amenities in 354 housing complexes with fewer facilities will be developed. Launching the program at the President's house, the President observed that beautiful cities will be created to make Sri Lanka the pride of Asia.
අඩුපාසුකම් නිවාස නිසා කොළඹ නගරය අවලස්සන වෙලා කියලා සමහරු කියන්නේ. නමුත් අපි ඒක පිළිගන්න සූදානම් නැහැ.
The President said that some claim that the city of Colombo has become horrible and unattractive due to houses with less facilities. The government is not prepared to accept it. It is the prevailing economic system that disfigures the city. This system has to be completely changed. There are 1,492 slum dwellings in the city. The program of improving the basic facilities in the housing projects will be completed in a period of 5 weeks. Housing Development Authority, Colombo Municipal Council, Water Supply and Drainage Board and Ceylon Electricity Board are jointly assisting the project. The development will involve improving sanitary facilities, access roads and renovating the sewage system. Meanwhile, the President inspected the Nagamu Puravara program launched at Muhandiram Road in Kollupitiya today. 3 blocks on Muhandiram Road have been selected for improvement under this program. The President made a sudden visit to the location. The residents of the area warmly greeted him. The President stressed that this program will be implemented throughout the country.
The number of local and foreign tourists visiting the northern province has recorded a remarkable increase. Nearly 550,000 local and foreign tourists have toured Jaffna via A9 road during last week. Tourism Minister Achula Jagoda has said that nearly 250,000 pilgrims had worshipped the Nagadeepa temple last week. In addition, tourists have shown a keen interest to visit other important places in Jaffna and its suburbs. Tourists have selected Sri Lanka as one of the safest countries in the world to travel to after the defeat of the 3 decades-old terrorism by the government under the leadership of President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Difficulties have been encountered in providing accommodation and other sanitary facilities to the large number of local and foreign tourists who visit Jaffna and some other parts of the northern province. The government has already commenced water supply scheme and other facilities in the north. The minister said that those who visit Jaffna should utilize the available facilities with utmost care. Information has come to light that Sarath Fonseca and his group used vehicles with fake number plates.
The CID is conducting investigations into the information that Sarath Fonseca's group had attempted to assassinate the President and his family members following the presidential election. Former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca is currently in custody while Captain Shah Silva, who was his coordination secretary, has also been arrested. Although he posed himself as Captain Silva, it is revealed that he is a lieutenant. CID sources said that he does not possess a doctorate. Meanwhile, when Sarath Fonseca's office on Rajakiya Mawata was searched on the 29th of last month, a red colour Volvo was also seized. Its number plate, which bore 301-6161, was later found to be fake. The genuine number plate was later recovered. Meanwhile, the latest reports say that another vehicle belonging to Shah Silva was found in the premises of Bodhi Rajarama at Maligawatta. Uwatanne Sumanathera, who was taken into custody with a stock of firearms and explosives, had been living in this temple. It is suspected that the weapons concealed in the temple and the activities of Shah Silva is interconnected. Meanwhile, sources say that 10 unregistered motorcycles used by Fonseca's office have been recovered. Further investigations are underway to ascertain whether these vehicles were used for illegal activities.
Tomorrow is the 8th anniversary of the ceasefire agreement that would have taken the country into a dark era of terrorism. It was an era where the Sri Lankans were dreaming of a free and a sovereign nation. It was a period in which the security forces were battling at risk to their lives when the terrorists were attempting to wage war at different locations throughout the country. On 22nd February 2002, an agreement was signed betraying the nation. The then Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe signed the agreement on behalf of the Sri Lankan government, while LTT leader Velupilli Prabhakaran signed on behalf of his dream Elam. Through this agreement, the only strength of the valiant soldiers who were fighting for the protection of the motherland was mortgaged. When our troops were being confined to their barracks, the terrorists were achieving their targets. Minister Lakshman Kadiragamar, who was committed to solve the problem in the north as an experienced politician, was assassinated in Colombo. The terrorists used the ceasefire to bring not only high-powered communication equipment, but airplanes and their other requirements in the pretext of relief from abroad. In 2006, a patriotic head of state assumed duties as the commander-in-chief of the security forces when the nation was making numerous sacrifices for a futile ceasefire. The terrorists rejected with indignity the attempts made by President Rajapaksa to enter into discussions with them. This brave leader, who understood that terrorism should be dealt only with weapons, started organizing forces. As 2008 dawned, the Sri Lankan government decided to abandon the failed ceasefire agreement. Even the JVP commended the measures taken by the government despite the objections of certain political leaders who were bending before terrorism. The battle launched to hand over the right of motherland to all communities without betraying it to any enemy forces ended victoriously on 18th May last year at the Nandikada Lagoon. The nation is entertaining hopes of creating an independent country by discarding the dark memories of the past at a time when the 8th anniversary of the ceasefire is being commemorated. Moragahakanda Reservoir is being constructed, paving way for an agricultural resurgence.
The main dam is being constructed across the Ambanganga connecting 3 natural hills. It is 65 meters in height. 2 other minor dams are 40 meters and 20 meters in height. The reservoir is being constructed at the cost of more than 65 billion rupees. The Kaluganga project is also being implemented simultaneously. Infrastructure is being developed in areas where people will be resettled to facilitate the development process.
The government has said that it will set up community villages to rehabilitate former Tamil Tiger rebels. Over 11,000 former cadres of the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam are now sheltered in 18 rehabilitation centers. The majority of them surrendered to the security forces during the last stage of the battle in May last year, and the rest were arrested. Commissioner General of Rehabilitation, Brigadier Sudhanta Ranasinghe, told reporters that the proposal to establish community villages is in the process of administrative clearance before being sent for final approval. He said that they want to shelter 200 families of those under rehabilitation. Over 3,000 married members are reported to be under rehabilitation. He said that the ex-LTT cadres are given vocational training in areas such as house wiring and carpentry. Up next is Prime's World.